Okay, we are live. So, anyways, hello everyone. My name is Harlequin Murray, and I am your co-host this evening, as I usually am. And just wanted to go and first off, welcome everybody to our Zoom, and I hope that you are enjoying yourself. And I'm trying to, yeah. Um, anyways. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. We're excited to meet you and get a chance to work with you, but we would love to get to know you better. But for those of you who have not been on our Monday night Zoom previously, Ellen Winn is our team leader. She is a good friend of mine that I've known for 20 years now. It's crazy to think that, but anyways, just a little bit about her. She has was born and raised in Dallas, Georgia, which is just outside of Atlanta on her family's farm. And she lives on that property today or part of that property. But anyway, she worked in the restaurant industry for many, many years, worked with Domino's Pizza and worked her way up in management there, was overseeing most of the stores in the state of Georgia, was also heavily involved in training. And then she decided, you know what? I've had enough of working for somebody else. I'm going to be my own boss and started her own pizza restaurant. It wasn't a Domino's, it was Wynn's Pizza. But anyway, she had two locations before she got out of that. And she still owns businesses today. She owns a limousine company and an insurance agency besides her DAC business. But she also has a lot of experience in the network marketing arena, working with several different companies. When I first met her 20 years ago, she was the national training director for a company. So, anyway, she's got a lot of phenomenal experience, both as a business owner, doing network marketing, doing direct sales, as an insurance agent and all sorts of other things. But anyways, without further ado, Miss Ellen, before I mess it up anymore, go ahead and take it away.
You're doing good. My background changes a little every week. I love it. Thank you, Harlequin. I always appreciate you being here and getting us kicked off. Welcome, everybody. We're glad you're here. As Harlequin said, I'm your senior team leader. Why is that? Well, not because I'm the oldest, probably close to it with some of you, but because I've been here for 7 years. I started with DAC in June of 2018, just celebrated my 7 year anniversary. And as I got started, I started recruiting a team on day one. The end of my first 30 days, I had over 300 agents in my team because I didn't get started alone. And over time, my organization has grown to tens of thousands of agents. Harlequin is one of my personally recruited agents. She got started about a year after I did. Not that I didn't invite her early on, but when I first invited her, timing just was not right for her, and came back around a year later. Things changed, and she was ready to get started with DAC, and I'm glad she did. She's got one of the largest teams inside of my organization. If you're in her organization, you know she's always there to help and support. Excuse me. Um, but guys, we're going through a period of change, and I want to hit some high points on that change tonight and why I'm super excited about the transition that we're seeing here with DAC. Before we do that, or I'll get us into slide share mode and I'll cover that as I go through the slides. Okay. So I do this every week. I go through some of our top recruiters, and I've been covering most recently our new agents that are new brokers who have already gotten certified. They just signed up and they've already gotten certified. So I want to recognize those new people too. But why are professionals joining DAC? Well, because it's a simple business. There's no license required. All you need to do getting started is come in and do the DAC certification. It is required if you want to be considered a certified broker and earn full commissions. you need to get certified, and you want to do that immediately. We talked this morning about the Agent Resource Center. It's being changed up a little bit right now. It's going through an overhaul where when somebody gets started, I know they updated the welcome letter today so that it's directing those brand new agents to go straight in and get certified. There's no need to go through the getting started training and the funding training. Everything that they need to do getting started is wrapped up in the certification. So that's the first priority with every new agent, right? So certification takes them through this specific training program that makes it easy for everyone to come in and be familiar with what DAC is all about. Plus, it simplifies it by putting it into that one LMS system, and that way new agents aren't coming in and watching and scrolling through video after video after video, which is what was happening in the past. So everything's concise and to the point there in our LMS certification. The second reason is there's zero cost to launch your business. I'm an insurance broker, and it cost me a lot of money just to go through taking the classes to get my license. Then once I got licensed, I had to buy E&O insurance. Then I had to get licensed in the states that I want to sell outside of my home state of Georgia. And there's always something that I need to be spending money on as a licensed insurance broker. That's not the case with DAC. With DAC, the only expense that I have is my marketing material, or if I want to join my local chamber of commerce, which I did 5 years ago. And in that, if you join a professional organization with your DAC agency to represent DAC, if you get a funding, $100,000 or more in funding, then DAC will refund you your annual membership fee up to $500. So that's a huge perk where you can actually get that money back. So zero cost to launch your business. We provide you the training, your website, all of that is free. The certification is free. Just get started, plug in, and start following what we teach you, right? You get paid fast. There's daily commissions, no having to wait for weeks or months on those big chunky commissions, maybe like a real estate agent would. You get paid daily. So you can help a business get funded tomorrow, get paid the next day, or within the next week, right? It is a scalable business where you can work this on your own, or you can build a team and increase your income potential. But my favorite piece of this, all of this is great, but my favorite piece and where I'm really spoiled is the remote ready, mobile friendly business that we have. Harlequin can attest to this. I talk to her just about every single day. And Harlequin, most days when I talk to you and if I report in and tell you where am I? At home,
Half the, well, you're at home or you're at the polling chamber too.
yeah, but most
But
of the time I'm at home, and because
yes,
I work my home-based business from home. I'm on the phone, I'm doing Zooms, I'm doing meetings from home, but I have the freedom and luxury of being able to live the lifestyle that a home-based business truly can afford you if you treat it like a business and if you go out and build the business as we teach, okay? Um, so as a DAC broker, some people want to come in and overcomplicate this. It really is a super simple business. If you go through the certification and you're new and you're trying to remember all of this stuff, that's great. We want you to know, but you don't really need to know most of the stuff that's in the certification. Why do I say that? And why would I say that? Or why would they have that if that's not the case? They have it so that you are knowledgeable and professional about what you're speaking of when you're talking to a business owner. But in reality, when you are out here talking to people about what we do as a business funding broker, you're just connecting those businesses that need capital. You're introducing and connecting them to our online funding platform through your personalized DAC website. Once they do that, our experts are going to take it over from there. They're going to get them funded, and then you get paid for making that connection. So it really is a simple business. And the more you can get out of the way once you've gotten that business connected, the more successful you'll be. I find some people want to be the expert and they want to try to quote all of the different rates and all of this different stuff. And then by the time the underwriters take a look at what the offer is, it doesn't match up with what the broker said, either because the broker wasn't truly informed or they were trying to give them too much detail in the beginning. And then you've got sour grapes where you got a business owner that was anticipating one thing because their broker told them this. And then when the underwriters actually looked at the file, it came back with something totally different. And they're going, well, that's was not what I was told. So keep it simple, stay out of the way, give them enough information, pre-qualify them over the phone or in person to what the basic requirements are, and then let the application sequence work for them to get them over to the right funding partner. I've been doing this 7 years, and I always like when somebody asks me specific questions, they ask me, what are the rates? I don't answer that question specifically. I say, well, we don't talk about rates specifically. We talk about terms in forms of payback dollars. So you'll be given your offer by what you're being approved for and what the total payback amount is. So you can see in dollars and cents the cost of the revenue. That answer usually suffices, or I'll go into, it really depends, just like when you apply for a credit card or if you're applying for an auto loan, the underwriters are going to look at your financial status and they're going to determine how much of a risk they feel you are, and that's going to be the determining rate. So they're looking at a lot of things like what your average daily balance is. Do you owe anybody else? Are you bouncing checks? How many deposits do you make? What industry are you in? Those types of things go into that underwriting equation. I give them that big overview picture just to let them know that, there's no simple cookie cutter answer to their questions, but letting them know that the best answer is to get them to fill out the application, submit their documentation. Doesn't cost them anything. We're only going to do a soft FICO pull on their credit score, and then they'll have an answer back, usually same day, but typically by the next day, knowing what their real options are without them costing a penny. And then they're going to get the best offer from all of the top reputable lenders when they apply through us. Okay. Now, outside of that being super simple with the DAC broker, you can earn on what your team does too. If you decide that you want to go from being a solo broker to enrolling other agents, as I said, I did on day one, or if you really want to get after it and start supporting and looking for people that are going to build big agencies, just like I did, to where you're an agency builder. I have brokers in every single state and in Canada. So I truly have a nationwide business with my DAC brokerage. So you get to choose which path fits you the best. Now, getting into our top recruiters. Those that see the path to building a team and being able to leverage our income through the new compensation plan for the week of 8/4 through 8/10, our top recruiters are, oh, wait, who's in first place? I was in there this week. All right, Ben, I knocked you out of first place. Ben Randall's had like 15 recruits last week. So to knock him out of first place this week, I'm pretty honored with that. So I came in first place with 6 new recruits. Ben came in second with 5 new recruits. DAC Funding Solutions, who is Pam Warnock, she came in and tied for third place with 2 recruits with Harry Cameron LLC and Samaj Financial Services. So JC, good to see you on the leaderboard there. All right, so congratulations to everyone who had 2 or more recruits for the week. We had many brokers who had 1 recruit, but you had to have 2 or more to be listed on the leaderboard here. And this is just for my team, right? This is not the company. This is just my team. So congratulations to those top recruiters for the week. Also, as I mentioned, we're starting to recognize our new brokers who have gotten started. So these are folks that signed up during the week of 8/4 through 8/10 and have already gotten certified, right? So congratulations for taking this seriously. And that would be Wealthy Woman Consultants, Kevin Raymond, Brenda Zenaida Rivera Fernandez, Quinelle Legree, Rosario Elman, RTG Enterprise Group LLC, and Jonathan Warner. Congratulations to all of you that just got started and have already gone through the certification process. All right, so what am I excited about on our compensation plan? Well, why did we make these changes? Guys, we've had a very lucrative compensation plan for since I got started with DAC, but it has evolved over the past 7 years. It has evolved where David has made better contract agreements with our funding providers. We've added more providers to the mix, and we've had a variety of different product mix over the time. But he's really been in business so long now that he knows how he can pay money out and make sure that the company still stays liquid with cash flow and is paying out the max that he can pay to the field. So that's what's just happened here. And I want to hit on the highlights of our compensation summary. But why did we make these changes? Well, because he wanted to pay more money to the people who were actually getting the customers, right? So the way that on the left here, we have the personal commissions where you can earn 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue of your personal clients. It used to be with the old comp plan, you automatically earned 40%. You still do here with our new enhanced version of the comp plan. But for you to earn more than 40% in the old plan, you had to get a qualified customer, meaning they had to get at least $6,000 or more to be considered a qualifying customer. And if you got a qualifying customer funded in the old plan, that would put you at what's considered amped up. And for the next 30 days, if you got another client, then you would make 60% of the bonus revenue on that next client within 30 days. But after 30 days, if you didn't get another client while you were amped up, then you drop back down to the 40%. Well, what I'm super stoked about on this is you climb the commission ladder and you start at 40%, but you start climbing up and you can go in steps of 42.5% to 45 to 47.5%. And you keep going up that ladder to where you don't have to have a new client every 30 days to keep that higher pay level for your personal commissions. And whatever that pay level is on your personal commissions, that also puts you in that same level for override spend. So let's say that you make it up to the 60% payout rank or that tier in the compensation plan. And you have someone in your team who is at the 40% commission level. They make 40% of the bonus revenue of their funding, and you get the difference between 60 and 40. That's 20%. So you get half as much as they earned on getting the client. That's a significant amount of money that can be paid out to you in building a team. And then as they continue getting clients, they're climbing up the ladder and they start earning more of that revenue share, and you earn a little bit less in the override. But as your team grows, you're still making money. Can you imagine earning commissions from clients that you don't even know who this person is? And you may be earning on people in your team that you don't know who that person is in your team, who that broker is, but you're getting paid because of our compensation plan. I can attest to it over and over again where it used to be a smaller commission where it would be a $40 or a $50 commission, and it still may be on some of the smaller fundings, but now it's like hundreds of dollars in commissions. When someone in the team gets a funding, it's hundreds of dollars in override. Can you imagine getting those kind of commission notices on a daily basis, just popping in? I have my text messages set up so when money hits my Relevate account, I get a text notification saying that I just received a deposit. That's exciting, guys, when you have that kind of what we used to call mailbox money. Now David calls it quiet money, but I call it exciting money, where you just got that unending revenue stream that's coming in when you didn't even have to do the work yourself. Then we've got our leadership overrides that pays you to build the big teams, and then our 5-level agency pay. But all of this is a huge improvement to what we had. David says that, some people are going to make more money, and in a few situations, some people are going to make less. And I can guarantee you that few situations is probably less than 0.5% of the whole broker base in DAC, because most people were going from 40%, maybe getting amped up, but they weren't getting another client before that amped up status went away. So they were constantly making 40% on their fundings, very rarely making that higher payout because of the time window that they had to get another client. So in that case, the majority of brokers just got a pay raise. And David said today that he is paying out more money instantly than he was paying, because there was breakage built into the comp plan. That meant that that was money that was there to be paid out to eligible brokers, but if people weren't qualified for it, that's money that the company kept. Now, because of the tiers and the personal commission and override spread, more money is actually getting paid out to the field. So, for example, on the 40 to 80%, you've got 10,000 in bonus revenue, client funding, and that's the bonus revenue that hits your account. What is bonus revenue? That's the money that DAC receives from the lender. That's the commission that they pay to DAC, and that's what DAC has in the mix to pay out. You can earn 40 to 80% of it. So over here on the left, if it's 10,000 bonus revenue that hits your account, you're going to earn 4,000 to $8,000 on that one client. Okay. If it's an $8,000 bonus revenue client, a little bit lower revenue, 40 to 80% means you'd make $3,200 to $6,400. If it's a $4,000 bonus revenue client, you'd make $1,600 to $3,200. So that spread is that stair step tier that you're going to climb by getting more personal clients. Okay. And then you'll be earning those overrides on your team as well. So those are the slides that I wanted to go through. I'm going to open up because I know some of you probably have questions about how this works. I'm going to get us off a screen share, and we're open to any questions that you have, whether it's compensation plan or anything going on in your DAC business. Maybe it pertains to getting into the LMS system, getting certified, what those timelines look like, whatever you have. You can do the virtual hand raise under the React button down at the bottom and raise your hand if you have questions or comments. Is there anything? I see something in the chat there. Oh, that's a hello from Ray. Hey, Ray. It's about time for Ray to raise her hand. I know, Ray, you got a question or a comment. You're so good about that, interacting. If no one does have a question or a comment, we'll wrap up early. Harlequin?
I'll say one thing. Some people are saying that, oh, hey, it's so difficult or it takes so long to do the certification. I can't be bothered with it. And literally, I had somebody sign up yesterday afternoon and he immediately completed the training. So it's not rocket science. It's super simple. If you have to, you can do 2 or 3 sections at a time and get it done and just knock it out, because if you don't, then your upline is you're going to get 10% and your upline is going to get the difference between that and the 40% that you would have normally gotten. And yeah, it's not a fun thing to lose out on that money, I can tell you. But
Yeah,
anyways, um, yeah, and the other place that you can be found, Ellen, is on the golf course
that's
with
true.
clients usually. But
That's true. Yeah. So again, it's the lifestyle thing for me. I'm so spoiled working for myself since 1997. Many of those first few years, I worked 7 days a week, especially when I was in the restaurant space, and then moving on into owning a limousine business. Man, I was at somebody's beck and call 7 days a week with that as well, until I grew my agency to where I had other drivers. I've got a client landing at 5:55 a.m. in the morning. Am I going to get them? Heck no. I got somebody that likes working that overnight shift, and he's going to take care of my client. I've already connected them. They know who's meeting them at the airport, and I will collect from the client. I make a little bit of money off of that. My driver gets paid. Everybody's happy. So I've got overrides with my agency as well. And I learned that through this model of team building and being in business for myself. But it really is the best business because you don't have the overhead, you don't have the payroll, you don't have the big insurance expenses like you do with a traditional business or even with my insurance agency. I don't have to worry about all of that. I pay a tremendous amount in auto insurance with my limousine business. So I don't have any of that to worry with DAC. All right. All right, guys, if we don't have any questions or comments, we'll wrap up and I'll just put this out on a replay.
Yeah, Ellen, Chris Holder says, can I get on the line with you at some point?
And Chris, is that for me? I wasn't sure if Chris was asking for me or for you, Harlequin.
I'm not sure either, but
Yeah,
if he's on my team, I'll reach out to him, and if he's not, then you can reach out to him.
there you go. Yeah, we can put my number in the chat here. Everybody on here should have mine. Anyway, this is my mobile. So you are welcome to send me a text. I'm on Eastern time, so it is 9:30 my time after I get off of this Zoom. I'm wrapped up for the evening, but um that's it. You can
I
text me
put
tomorrow and we'll figure it
I
out.
put mine in there as well
Yep.
for anybody that's on my team because I know there are a few people on here that are on my team. So,
Okay, awesome. Well, guys, thank you. Appreciate your time tonight. We won't drag this out any longer than we have. So appreciate your attention to this and hope that something that I said has been helpful or maybe spurred some imagination there or got you thinking about where we are and really understanding that what has just transpired is a really, really good thing. I'll do this comparison. I just went back through and looked at last month's numbers and with the commission plan the way it was versus the way it is, um, last month I would have made six times more money than I did just because of that compensation change. So that's a huge, huge number. If you're not talking to people and inviting them to take a look at our DAC brokerage opportunity, go get after it because sooner or later that person that you're wanting to talk to is going to find out about DAC through somebody else. And when you find out that they're not on your team, you're going to go, oh man, I missed that opportunity. So don't let that happen to you. All right. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you on the next Zoom. Tomorrow we've got our team building at 11:30 Eastern time at DAC Zoom.